Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly tarot forecast here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of August 8th through August 14th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you so much. We're going to get right into it and see what it is that Capricorn needs to know. What is going on with you for this coming week? What is it that you have on your mind? What are you trying to figure out? What is this situation that you're in? And what do you need to know about it? Let's find out. Let's get right to it. First card we have is a good one. This is the Ace of Swords. This card is always a good card to get. It kind of, it doesn't matter what else is going on in the reading. If we get that card, we know that we're going to have kind of a unified thinking. We're going to be very singular in our focus and our ideas, and you're going to have a great ability to concentrate and get this thing done and get this figured out. Your mind is your best friend in this case, right? So I see that's what's going on with you here. You're going to have whatever the rest of this situation is, which we'll get into in just a second here. Whatever that situation is, you're going to have the focus, the strength of mind, the centered, unified thought to get things done and to figure this out. Okay, so I think in this situation, your mind, your logic, your thinking is your best friend, and it is going to work for you. You can rely upon your mind in this instant. This is the card of very clear thinking. Okay, so this is going to be in contrast to thinking with your heart. And we get that with a 3. And I'm jumping right to the last card. This is the final outcome card. This is the last card that I drew. This is kind of the long-term forecast. And this is the 3 of Swords. So we go from the Ace of Swords, clear thinking. Your mind is your best friend. You're thinking very clearly and coherently and logically. Then we end with the 3 of Wands. This is heartbreak and sorrow. And this is a warning against thinking with your heart, and this is also this idea that our clear thinking and our unified thought and our logic and our reason and our understanding too. This is, it's not just kind of logically getting from A to B, but this is understanding why you have to go from A to B, not A to C or A to F or whatever. And that is sometimes going to just completely kill this wonderful feeling, this wonderful ideal that we had. So sometimes your mind is going to go against what your heart wants, and it's going to be a painful, sorrowful experience. But I think in this case, your mind, your clear thinking, your unified purpose is going to override what your heart feels like it wants. Okay? Let that sink in for just a second there. Okay, coming your way this week, I do see that some of your physical efforts, your efforts on the physical plane, whether this is work or whether this is kind of a domestic project or a career project or just some kind of financial things, not going to pan out the way you wanted it to. There's going to be some kind of failure going on in the physical world, whether that is health or wealth or your domestic happiness, that sort of thing. Something in the physical world is not going to pay off the way you thought it would. Okay, you're not going to see the immediate success of your work that you were hoping for. Doesn't mean success is not coming. In fact, I do see some indications that success is coming your way on the physical plane. But this week, you're going to see a setback, or you're going to see things not coming in as quickly as you wanted them to. Okay, so it's not a complete failure. I know the key word for this card, the 7 of Discs, is failure, but this is a temporary failure. This is something where maybe you were expecting a big payout, but you just got a little one. Okay, so it's not a complete nothing. And it's not going backwards, it's just not the success that you were expecting. Okay, so keep that in mind for this coming week as well. But keep your purpose unified, keep your thinking clear, keep your mind rational and focused. Keep a clear head about this, okay, because this is going to happen. I think you've been met with some kind of a delay or postponement or some kind of a pause in things, like things have just been taking a lot longer than you were you're hoping that they would. And this again kind of touches upon what we were talking about here with the Seven of Discs. There's been quite a delay in your progress lately. The last couple of weeks, I think, that you've been just kind of waiting for something or expecting something or trying to make something happen, and there's just been this delay. Things have just gone kind of on, and it's just been stretched out and delayed, and I think maybe you're starting to waver a little bit in your unified thought and clear thinking and single solitary purpose. I think you're starting to kind of question that a little bit, especially with the delays that are happening and then this failure of things to really manifest in the way that you thought they would, of course. So I think that is kind of where you are this week. I mean, it's interesting, we have the Empress card here as a foundational card. Like, this is something that is just supporting you, that's with you, that is a large part of your life, that is, I think, just very supportive, very nurturing, very loving, very abundant, and just kind of like a big warm hug, you know? And I think that this Empress card represents all of that in your life. I think there's a lot of love and support that you have. A lot of abundance and joy and a really deep connection with someone that is part of your support system and that you rely heavily upon, they rely heavily upon you. It's a very strong connection, but it's a very happy and abundant and loving and joyful connection that I think is a large part of this situation. And that's something to keep in mind and keep that unity of thought, keep that clarity of mind about things. But I do see that this is an important factor in the situation right now, is this connection that you have with this person, this loving relationship that you have, okay? In the immediate future, I see a little bit more emotion going on. I see that there are just kind of some ideals and fantasies and this way that you think your life should be in the future, of how you imagine it, right? It's kind of what you've always been dreaming about, the way you think things should be, the way you see things and dream them and fantasize about them, but it might not always match up with reality. So I think take all of your ideal future states, your emotional state, take all of that and stick with the clarity of thought, the unity of purpose, keep a clear head about things. Okay, so despite all of this going on, you've got a lot of just, I think, frustration. You've got a lot of kind of emotional, I don't want to say turmoil, but some emotional factors, maybe some relationship factors to consider. Okay, and I think in the immediate future, you're going to be tempted to just kind of live in your fantasy land and make decisions based on what you've always kind of dreamed of, or how you think things should be or should develop, because that's how you feel and that's how you've always dreamt them and that's what you want, that's what you fantasize about. But that might not match up with the reality. Your clear, rational thinking might be telling you otherwise and directing you in a different way than to just kind of indulge with these fantasies that we have about, you know, the way we think our life should be or should have gone, the things that we should have or should be feeling or should be experiencing. Okay, so see that there might be a little bit of conflict there. I think communication is a big factor for you, and I think this might relate to the Empress card, because these two cards in the spread are in opposing positions. So I think that maybe there is this need to focus on communicating with this Empress energy in your life, this either your partner or your very close intimate friends or family, whoever is that kind of loving and supportive person in your life. I think there's a need for you to really communicate with that person and let them know what it is you're going through, how you're feeling, and what you want, and let them know what your clarity of purpose, your unified thinking, and your clear head are telling you you need to be doing, or how things are going to be planned for the future. Okay, so I think the communication with that person is a very important factor and something that you maybe should, probably, I don't know, we'll see, consider that for this coming week if that is something that needs to happen. Okay, I do see that you're in a position now. We have the Ace of Discs representing you, your ego, kind of where your head is at. And I think you are really focused on getting your business off the ground, really manifesting your efforts, and really getting all of this work to pay off, right? I think this, and again, this, you haven't been seeing the big payoffs. Maybe things have been happening, but they've just been a little bit smaller than you would like, a little bit less kind of grand success that you are hoping for. But I think that you're very kind of maybe not career focused, but financially focused in a way where you want to create these new avenues of money and success and creation. You really want to manifest your goals and your desires and the work and this creativity that you're doing. You really are trying to put that into practice, put that into the physical realm. With the Ace of Discs, you really want to get that started, right? You want that to finally manifest and start happening. And I think the other person in your life, because we have this wonderful card, the Princess of Wands, who is a little bit of a drama queen. This is the other person in your life, or the people around you. It could be, a group of friends or family, could be your significant other, or something like that. But it's people very close to you that, maybe you see every day. I think they are kind of getting frustrated with the way things are going. They're not so much understanding what it is that you're going through or what it is that you're trying to do. And that may be, again, why we see the Knight of Swords up here at the top, indicating that you need to communicate this with these people or with this person. Because they're getting a little fed up with this, and they're just kind of almost getting annoyed with the way things are going, or the way that you are, the way that you're handling the situation, I guess. Not that you're doing anything wrong, but maybe you're really wrapped up in this, and the communication isn't there, so this other person doesn't quite understand what's going on, and they're starting to get kind of frustrated with that, okay? So I see that they're starting to have this kind of drama queen attitude, where they're maybe just they're a little bit short-tempered. It's been really easy to get into a little kind of bickering fight with this person. I think everybody's just kind of on edge and a little bit frustrated, a little bit anxious. So I think that is a good reason for seeing this Knight of Swords up here. I think that really answers that question. In terms of what you're kind of worried about here, especially with this communication, because we see it's kind of an air-focused, kind of a swords-focused reading. And we do have the Two of Swords up here, which I think is saying that maybe you are a little bit apprehensive, a little bit fearful, or just a little bit unsure of what decision to make. And with the unity of purpose, your clarity of thought, your really, clear head and unified thinking, there's still kind of that tinge of fear and apprehension to actually make a decision. And so I think you've been kind of going back and forth about what you should do, which way you should go, what direction to take. So I think that's a factor. I'm really feeling like there's a lot of thinking going on. And there's a lot of work that you're doing too, which I think the work is there, and the work part of it is fine. You're not seeing the gains that you want yet, but I think that's coming. I think you're doing all the right things. I think really the issue here is the way you're thinking about it and the way you are or maybe are not communicating all of this to this Emperor, to this kind of, this other person in your life that you have as kind of a loving support system, right? And then, like I said already, with the Three of Swords kind of filling out the rest of this reading, I think it's going to really come down to you just deciding where you want to go with your life, what you want to do, and really, the real focus is this Ace of Swords. Your thinking has to be clear. You have to pretty much make a decision and stick to it. You have to really find that centeredness, that clarity of thinking. Just do something to clear your head and really think about things. Really contemplate your life and figure out what you want to do with all of this energy. Take all of these things into consideration. Watch this video a couple of times and see if things start to fall into place and make a little bit more sense. But it really is a swords focused reading. So this is just your relationship with yourself, with your mind, your relationship with the other people in your life, your close friends, family, your romantic partner, and how you're going to communicate with them and with yourself what your true intentions are, what your true plans are, how you're going to be moving forward. And don't be surprised if there's a little bit of heartache involved. Don't be surprised if you have to endure some pain and suffering in order to really fulfill your will, your plans, and your purpose in your life, okay? So I'm not saying that that is what has to happen or what will happen, but keep in mind with this card that your clear thinking and your rational mind have to override the desires of your heart in this situation from what these cards are telling me. Now, you don't have to listen to me at all. You don't have to take any of this into account. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not qualified to give any kind of advice on anything. This is just the energy that I'm getting from these cards today, and I hope this is resonating with you. Please leave me some comments down below and let me know how you're doing. This was the weekly tarot forecast for Capricorn for the week of August 8th through August 14th. Now, there is an extended version of this you can check out by becoming a member of this channel, and all of the information is down in the description box. I thank you so much for letting me read for you today.